the shores of the island where the giants reside, a ship from the wars of great Troy seeks a tide. Laertes' brave son with 12 men of renown step into a cavern where the daylight goes down. They find crates of cheese and the pens filled with lambs, the wealth of a herder of the wilderness lands. The master returns as the shadows grow long, a giant named Palife, most brutal and strong. He carries a mountain of wood on his back and blocks up the cavern with a stone in the track. He milks all his ewes in an orderly way, then kindles a fire that turns night into day. He spies out the strangers who crouch in the dark and speaks with a voice like a thunderous bark. Odyssey steps forward invoking the name of Zizde, who's the protector who gives guests their claim. But the Cyclops laughs loud at the laws of the sky and reaches his hands out as the mortals stand by. He seizes two men by their feet from the floor and dashes their brains on the cold cavern floor. He tears them apart for his evening meal, devouring the flesh while the remaining men reel. Then he drinks down his milk and he stretches to sleep, while Odyssey considers a vengeance deep. Returns and the monster awakes. Two more of the crew for his breakfast he takes. He drives out his flock, moving smoothly the stone, and seals them back inside, trapped and alone. But the Hellenes find a club made of green olive wood and sharpen the tip as a weapon of good. The giant comes back to his cave. Two more of the travelers are sent to the grave. But Odyssey steps up with a bowl of sweet wine, the dark, heavy vintage of Ismaros's vine. The Cyclops drinks deep till his senses are blurred and asks for the name of the man he has heard. My name is Otis or nobody, he cheers. The monster replies through his drunkenly leers. Then nobody is last of the men I shall eat. And he falls back asleep, overcome by defeat. The Hellenes heat the olive stake right in the flame and plunge it straight into the eye of his name. The giant screams loud as the eyeball turns black. The neighbors run down to the rocks at his back. They call through the stone, "Who is hurting you, friend?" He cries, "Nobody kills me!" And that is the end. They leave him to suffer, believing him sound, while the clever Hellenes plot how to get off the ground. By tying themselves to the bellies of rams, they slip past his hands as he searches the lands. Odysseus escapes to the deck of his ship and shouts out his true name with pride on his lip. The Cyclops hurls boulders that crash through the sea and prays to Poseidon that cursed he shall be. the great walls and the blood of the Troya, only to land where the monsters destroy. We sought out the laws of the host and the hearth in a cave at the edge of the lonely wild earth. We waited in hope for the gifts of a friend, but found an assassin instead at the end. The beast was a mountain of muscle and bone, with a single dark eye and a heart made of stone. He cared not for Zeus nor the laws we hold dear. He looked at our men and he smiled with a sneer. Before we could reason, before we could cry, he bashed out the brains of our friends to the sky. In pure horror, our weapons in hand, but a sword in his liver would leave us all damned. For the stone at the mouth was too heavy to move. We were locked in a tomb that no blade could improve. So we wept in the darkness as our comrades were chewed, and prayed to Athene to change up the mood. With the wit of Idache, our captain designed a plan to strike back and to strike the beast blind. We seasoned the wood of his olive tree pole and hardened the point in the coals of the bowl. We watched him come back and we swallowed our dread, as two more brave Hellenes were declared to be dead. Drink, Cyclops! We offered with wine rich and red, pouring the liquor to muddle his head. He drank down 3 bowls of the unwatered vine and demanded the name of the master of line. Nobody! Our captain replied with a smile, and the beast fell asleep in his vomit and bile. We lifted the stake and we drove it home true, hissing and burning through tissue and dew. The monster roared loud and we scattered in fear, as he clawed at his face with a terrible tear. His brothers cried out from the cliffs up above, "If nobody hurts you, it's Zeus from above." We hid in the wool of his fat, heavy sheep, clinging to bellies while the giant did weep. He felt at their backs as they walked through the door, but he missed us, escaping the dark cavern floor. We ran to the ships and we broke through the foam, cheating the monster and heading for home. muscles have power over me. I tend to my flocks and I milk them with care. In the peace of my cavern, the sweet mountain air. But thieves from the ocean crept into my home, eating my cheeses while I was alone. I came back at dusk with my wood for the fire, and found little creatures of dirt and desire. They spoke of a master named Zidane who's in the sky, demanding my goods with an insolent eye. They broke in my house, they corrupted my peace, so I took my due payment in flesh, not in fees. They were small, they were weak, yet they plotted a sin. They brought a dark poison disguised in a skin, a sweet heavy water that burned in my breast. It stole all my senses and brought me to rest. I trusted the stranger who gave me the bowl, who told me his name was Nobody's Soul. My slumber defenseless and deep, the cowards attacked while the world was asleep. They took a great stake that was burning and red, and drove it right into the eye of my head. The fire met flesh and the darkness came down. Scream to the mountains, I scream to the town. Called to my brothers, nobody has won. Nobody blinds me under the sun. They turned me away, they thought I was mad, while I bled on the floor of the home that I had. The thieves hid away like the rats that they are, under my sheep as they passed through the bar. The thief shouted back from his boat on the wave, boasting of crimes and the wounds that he gave. Deuce, say, who's his name from the Ithacaean land? Hear me, Poseidon, stretch out your great hand. Let him never see home, let his comrades all die. For the blood of the Cyclops and his ruined eye.